Alright you guys, I'm going to show you how to set up your still life into simple shapes and kind of break it down. And I have the still life that you guys are using. And for this demo's sake, I'm going to use a pen rather than a pencil so you can actually see it on camera. But you guys should be using pencils so you can go back in and erase. Alright, so I'm going to take a look at that apples and bananas, that still life that we have, and kind of break them down into simple shapes. That red apple I think kind of looks like an oval. Let me get my pen working here. So kind of like an oval shape. I'm going to draw it darker so you can see it. You want to draw nice and light and with pencil, remember. Okay. Now that yellowish green apple is more circular for the most part, and then it kind of has that bottom on it that will kind of add to it. So I'm going to draw a circle. Now I'm going to go in and kind of adjust those shapes here. So that yellow apple kind of has a bottom that I'm going to kind of sketch into. So I started with that circle and then I made it grow. And then I would say the top probably is around here. And that kind of turns into more of like a, almost like a heart shape right there. Comes up, I would say that goes up. So this is kind of like now my new outline for my apple, my yellow apple. Let's look at that red apple. So obviously this is behind back here. I think this actually kind of comes up maybe just a little bit more. Come down. You can see that this part kind of cuts in almost like a heart, and then this comes back out, and then we have the part where the stem of the apple, or the bottom of the apple, I can't really tell on that. So I would say those are my two basic apple shapes, and now we're going to get the banana in. So I'm going to just start actually with a line of the banana right where I think the middle of the banana would be. There's one here, there's one here. Okay, so I'm going to go in and adjust those lines now. So I'm going to darken them up so you can kind of see them. And now I'm going to draw the shape around that line. So you can start with a basic line and then kind of turn it into a basic banana shape. And then we will adjust that as we go. You don't have to draw it perfect the first time around. Okay, so these are actually two bananas right there. They kind of come up to the stems where they gather. And so I kind of drew that like a little rectangle, and I'll go back in and fix that. So now what I'm going to do is go back in and kind of adjust the outline or the contour, which we learned about. So if you adjust the contour of it and add some detail, and you can make changes like if something's too long or too short or too wide or too skinny, whatever it may be, you can change that while you're doing the contour. So those two kind of blend together here, come up into the stem where it's browning. We can never eat our bananas fast enough. All right, now I'm going to focus on these stem shapes. I started with just two lines here. I'm going to turn those into two long skinny rectangles. Kind of curves up. Remember, we want to start with those basic shapes and then advance from there. And then start up at the top here, goes in and then comes back out, out, in, back out. And now I'm going to adjust this rectangle that I kind of drew. I'm going to go in and fix that up. So I can see it needs to come out a little more, definitely out more this way. All right, so I'm going to pause here and then we're going to come back and I'm going to draw this in another color so you can see it just a little bit better when I start adding up detail.